Good morning everyone and welcome to the new session for the last lesson in this quarter, and it's talking about the reproductive system. Okay, so let's think with each other. What we studied along this quarter, we have studied different systems that function your body. Okay, so we studied the digestive system and we go through the digestive system and we know how the products are or how the food is going to be digested inside the stomach. And also then we go through the excretory system and then the nervous and the endocrine, and the last one is the reproductive system. First of all, let me ask you, do the male looks like the female? Think about it. Yes, definitely no, they are not looking the same. There is an organ that's different in the female than the male. They have totally different reproductive systems. All the other systems that we studied, they are the same in male and female. But when we are talking about the reproductive system, they are totally different. They are totally different. The male is different from the female. That's why the woman, she could get pregnant and she could develop a baby in her body, but the man cannot do this. That's because the woman or the female has a different reproductive system which enables her to develop a baby inside her uterus or inside her body. Okay, so let's know that the reproductive system is different according to the male and the female. Okay, so the male has his own reproductive system and the female, she has also her own reproductive system. For the male, he has testes. He has two testes. The testes are the main organs of the male reproductive system. And the testes of the male is producing male sex hormone. What's the male sex hormone? What's the hormone? The hormone is a chemical that's responsible for a given function. So when I told you that we have a male sex hormone, these are the hormone that's responsible for the sex characters or the male characters, which are what? The male voice and the body structure of the male, the muscle shape of the male, even the hair in the face of the male. All of these male characters are due to the hormone of the males, which is called testosterone. So you have to know the male organs, which are the testes, and these testes is producing male sex hormone, which is called testosterone. And the male sex hormone, which is testosterone, is responsible for the male characters. It's responsible for developing the male characters. Okay? And this is the shape of the male reproductive system. He has here he has the two testes, and the two testes is producing what? It's producing the testosterone hormone. Okay? Also, each reproductive system is producing a cell. And when we have a cell from the male that will bind to the cell from the female, they are going to make the baby. So the cell that's produced from the male reproductive system is called sperm. So the sperms are the male cells that carries the chromosomes or carry the genetic materials that's going to take from his dad or from his father. So the male cells that are coming from the father is called sperm. So the testes is producing the sperm and also is producing the testosterone hormone. Okay, let's talk about the female. The female has an organ that's called ovary. And ovary is the reproductive organ that produces egg. Egg is the cell and it's the reproductive female cell, which means that together the egg and the sperm will bind together, and the egg is carrying the male or the characters or the genetic materials from the mother. This is for the egg, and it's going to be bonded to the sperm. Together they are going to form the baby inside the female uterus. Okay? And also the ovary, the female has two ovaries like the male has two testes. The two ovaries are going to produce the female sex hormones, which are estrogen and progesterone. We have two hormones for the female and one hormone for the male. For the female, they are estrogen and progesterone. They are controlling the female characters, her voice, her body shape, her even the body structure, the weakness of her muscle, the finger shape. All of these female characters are developed due to the female reproductive hormones or female sex hormones, which are estrogen and progesterone. So you have to know the name of the organ for the male, which is testes, and the female sex hormone, which is testosterone, and the female sex hormone, which is and the female reproductive organ, which is ovary, and the female sex hormones, which are estrogen and progesterone. And also the male cell, which is the sperm, and the female cell, which is the egg. And both female cell and egg and male egg and male sperm, they are both carrying the genetic material from the parents. The egg from the mothers and the sperm from the fathers. Okay, so as I told you that, let's go to the organ of the female. Yes, this is the reproductive organ of the female. She have two ovaries, one at the right and one is at the left. And the ovary, as I told you, what's the function of the ovary? One, it's producing the ovum or the egg. So every month it produces an egg, and this egg is going to go inside the fallopian tube, and it's going to be waiting for the sperm to come. If the sperm came, so it's going to be fertilized. Fertilization is going to happen, and this egg is going to bind to the sperm, and the baby will be developed inside this uterus. It's going to form it's going to have the baby inside it to be developed along the 9 months. And if this egg is waiting in the fallopian tube without receiving a sperm, so no fertilization is going to happen, and this is going to be the menstrual cycle or the monthly menstrual cycle. The uterus will have layers of blood that's going to be formed along the months, preparing for the baby, because the blood is the nutrition material for the baby. So if no sperm is coming and no fertilization is happen, all this blood is going to shed out in the form of the menstrual cycle for the females every month. So this is how the fertilization is going to come. If it happen, the sperm, the male sex hormone, is going to enter, one sperm only is going to enter through the egg, and they are going to form the embryo, and embryo is the small baby. It's called embryo. Okay? Okay. If fertilization happens and the woman got pregnant, so the pregnancy is 40 weeks. It's 40 weeks. We are going to divide or subdivide this 40 weeks or 9 months into 3 months trimester. 3 trimesters. If every trimester is 3 months. First trimester, second trimester, third trimester. The first one is 3 months. The second one is also 3. And the last one is also 3. So the pregnancy is lasting about 9 months, which are broken down into 3 trimesters. We have something that's called placenta. It's a network, or it looks like a tube that connects between the embryo, the baby, and the blood mother, and the mother's blood. It carries to the baby the oxygen and nutrients from the mother and takes out the waste and the carbon dioxide from the baby. So, this is the tube that connects between the baby and the mother. It's called what? It's the placenta. It's a network of blood vessels that provide the baby with the nutrients. And we have umbilical cord that connect this placenta to the embryo. The embryo is surrounded by amniotic fluid that is going to protect the embryo to avoid any shaking during the mother movement. So there's a fluid around the baby that's called amniotic fluid. And this is for protection, okay? Okay, in the first trimester, the embryo is called fetus. Many organs are going to be developed, just like the heart, the liver, and the brain, they are going to be formed. Also, the arms and legs and fingers and toes also form in this trimester. And in the second trimester, the fetus develop joints and bones, and they can become stronger, and it can even breathe and shallow. In the last trimester, the brain is continued to develop further, and the organs will become fully functional at the last trimester. Okay, so you have to know what happens at each trimester, the first trimester and the second trimester, and the third trimester as well. Thank you so much for watching, and hope you enjoy this session.